This is Kevin, Derry Bike Tours, go further, see more, from bike to hike. This is the sort of type of terrain I've been walking. Earlier we just came out of St. John Pied de Port, which is the starting point for the Camino de Santiago. And then just out of that St. John you come into the foothills of the French Pyrenees. So the foothills of the Pyrenees have turned into an introduction to the mountains. Some of it's at a 45-degree angle, and this heat is about 27 degrees Celsius. But as you can see here, or maybe you can't, there's only 3 kilometers to go, but it's all uphill. Some Pellegrino tied this to the post, probably halfway up the mountain. And as you can see, you can take the Irishman out of Ireland, but you can't take Ireland out of the Irishman. Okay, so we're almost at Orison, but I believe we have another 20 kilometers to go to get to the top of the Pyrenees. Here we have a fork in the road. One's a tarmac road, the other one's a more inviting grassy road. And although I'm supposed to stay in the tarmac one, sort of I'm inclined to go off the beaten track, because when you do, you find that you get the best views. So, Derry Bike Tours, go further, see more. Coincidentally enough, we're at 666 meters height in the Pyrenees, not far from our next stop, Orison. If you have a look out here over this view, it'll just leave you speechless. Here we have last night's accommodation, approximately 800 meters up the Pyrenees. Woke up this morning to views that can't be seen. You can see the mist and fog has descended over the Gite. Here we are at Gite Orison. This was last night's stopover for a 3-course pilgrim meal, which consisted of some vegetable soup, some poulet or chicken, with potatoes, peas, carrots, served with bread. And if you have a look now today, this is the visibility we've got. It's probably about 10 meters. And I have to excuse you now because I'm going to use the outdoor loo, but what a loo with a view. We have the Scottish representatives here. And we have got this guy from Korea, who is on a mission to tell everyone about the occupation of Japan on the island of Kyoto. For up to now we're walking on tarmac concrete roads, and this looks like the arrows are leaving the road, and the way is continuing cross country. And this is the first cross that I've come to on the way, where obviously people in memory of loved ones who have passed away have put down memorial cards. If you look at the cross, there's a lot of Celtic knotwork along the bottom and sides, which would refer to the concept of the cross being of Celtic origin, pilgrims being Irish. This is the last stop before we leave France and we go towards the border, Spain. And when you walk along here, you notice that the markings says Jean Pied de Port, Donaban, Garazzi. So we've walked 25 kilometers thus far, and now we're going to continue across the mountains and following these arrows, which are designed to help pilgrims find their way. Here we are at the watering point of Fountain of Roland, which I'm sure there's some historical significance you can Google. And this was another stopping point. The weather is still quite overcast and misty, and the reason that I'm talking about this particular point is that this cattle grid here apparently represents the border where Spain, where I'm standing now, meets, France, where I'm standing now, meets Spain, which I've just stepped into. So here we are at the top of the Pyrenees. I believe we're somewhere in the region of 1,410 meters from sea level. And if you look out, this is a downward descent towards Rascabel or something like that, towards Spain basically. We're having a traditional Spanish lunch, which I think is called like a bocadillo. Mine is je voudrais un fromage et un jambon, s'il vous plaît. Ham and cheese, but I spread strawberry jam on it. And this is my luxury item, which are silicone wine glasses with some wine, which I carried up the mountain. So this is the top of the mountain of the Pyrenees. The rest of the journey, hopefully, is all downhill. Journey's end for today. Rascavales, it used to be a hospital. Now it sleeps somewhere in the region of 200 people. So, just come from the woods, through streams. I'm glad to have journey's end for the day. And this looks like a beautiful old building with a new roof on it. These vans are people who have their backpacks taken ahead so that they can walk lightly. And I don't blame them, because it's heavy going, coming down. So this is the third day on the way. We've come over the Pyrenees and we're well and truly into Spain now, and we're on our way. I'm not sure where we're actually going to. I've intentionally not taken out any of my maps and just following the other pilgrims. And for me, it's about the journey, not about the destination. So here we are, it's the third day, and yeah, physically it hasn't been too demanding. I think we're just off the Pyrenees and that was the most challenging, but the rest of it now is all downhill as far as I'm concerned. Or that's what I'm led to believe, or I create my own belief I suppose. But I gave up my walking sticks that I had. Someone needed them more than me, and he offered me €20 and I settled on 10, so it got me a free meal last night, which was a 3-course pilgrim meal. It's quite a nice walk. We're going through the trees which have created like a canopy, and as you can see, it's a beautiful day outside, and all the pilgrims are following the usual sign, which is the sign of the Camino, which is representation of the clamshell which people carry on their packs. I haven't got one because I haven't earned it. I think I'll get it when I get to Santiago, and good luck to those that want to wear it in advance of getting there. Each to their own, each is in their own Camino, each is their own journey. I'm climbing now for the last hour, and the gradient is becoming steeper, and the surface underfoot is just loose gravel and stones. This seems like a proper pilgrim trail. None of your fancy tarmac or concrete roads. This is what it's all about. Temperature is about 30 degrees. I need to probably stop and take on some water. But 4.5 kilometers to go until the next water fountain, so I don't want to use up too much. But as you can see, in the direction of, I'm not sure where, but as I've said before, I'm just beginning to find out. Morning is not quite sure what day or date it is. Not quite sure where I am. That's part of the experience. I'm not really interested in reading maps. I'm just following my fellow pilgrims or peregrinos. And today we're going in the direction of Pamplona. Pamplona is famous for the bull run, which happens in July. So thankfully we don't have to avoid any bulls today. But there could be a bit of bullshit on the way.